Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I am so excited today. As you can see from the title down below, I'm trying out a few new bits from PLOUISE. Some of these are new products and some of these are just new to me. We're getting into a green eyeshadow palette and a green eyeliner pencil, like duochrome, multi-chrome eye pencil. I am so excited about this, and I'm also going to be diving into the You Give Me Butterflies Woodland Willow palette, and just look at these shades. I love green. It's no secret. Look at me. I love green and I love purple, so that's my whole vibe at the minute. So I'm very excited to be getting into these. I'm going to be swatching and creating an eye look, and I also have a few other bits that are new that I want to dive into. So I've got the cream bronzer palette, which I have used a few times since that video when I first tried it last week or whenever that was. I want to be using this again, and I've also got a new powder blush palette. Everything's piled up on my table, but this I'm going to be getting into as well. Purple blush. Yes. So I'm going to start with the cream bronzer because I've already got my foundation, concealer and brows on, and we're just going to start because I've got thoughts. When I first used this cream bronzer palette, I was like, I'm only going to be able to use that lightest shade. I used the middle shade a couple of days after, not on camera, just in my everyday real life. I used the middle shade, so that's the one that I'm using today, middle shade. It's beautiful. It's not too deep. I do have to, use a light hand. I approach with caution, but it's a really, really nice, slightly more pinky toned bronzer. I felt like the lightest one was quite orange on my skin, but I feel like this one, it's still warm. Obviously it's still a bronzer and it is very, very pigmented. I probably got too much on my brush there, but it's really, really beautiful. Considering I thought I'd only be able to use that one shade out of the palette, you will see when I get all of this blended out, it's a really, really beautiful shade. I still need to blend more. Don't judge. I'm still not 100% sure that I will continue to use the brushes that came with the palettes. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use these for cream, in the long run. I do feel, I nearly chucked my palette on the floor then. I do feel like this is definitely more of a powder brush for me because the bristles are quite long. It's a really nice brush though. The brushes are beautiful. I have been using those a lot for the creams because I haven't washed them yet, but I do feel like they are a really good quality and they do feel very soft. So you can see now that that's all blended out, it's a really beautiful bronze shade and it's not actually too deep for me. You might be looking at me and thinking, you've gone overboard with your bronzer, but I am completely happy with this level of bronze. So I'm just going to bounce over the absolute edges of that with my sponge. The foundation and concealer that I have on are the new Made by Mitchell ones. Big fan. And my brows are the Catrice Brow Artist pencil in a Perfect Brown and the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So I don't want to use the cream blush today. I'm going to save that for another day because I really want to try this purple blush. Somebody commented on my video when I was unboxing these things to say that a purple blush is quite wearable. I'm just not sure, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a setting powder because obviously I'm incredibly shiny and I don't want that powder blush to grab to anything, so I'm just using the Revolution IRL powder just where I need it, sort of down the centre of my face, and then we'll get into that powder blush. Oh, I've just remembered. Oh, I was going to use one of the PLOUISE puffs. I can still use that. I can still do that. I'm going to go in with the fluffy one. This is what that looks like. They are so soft. So there's ones that are more like velvety feeling, and there's ones that are more like a makeup sponge texture. This is one of the velvety ones, so I'm just going to use the same powder. We can go heavy with powder today, that's fine. Just tapping in. I'm using the pressed powder as well. Why not? And let's press. I do feel like this is the middle size. And I do feel like this is a really good size for sort of powdering quite a large area. Like, I just want powder basically everywhere to set everything in. Really nice and soft. They do feel very sturdy. They do definitely feel more sturdy than just like the cheap Amazon ones, but I really like that. I am annoyed at myself that I didn't remember to do that in the first place. But we've done it now. We've done it now. It's done. It's happened. So that's the powder puff. I really like it. I feel like everything's set really nicely. That's all I can really say about powder puff. I do like it though. Now onto the GPS Says It's My Turn powder blush palette. Now I got this in the mystery bundle. So I don't know, I'm just going to be completely honest, I don't know if I would have bought this if I'd seen it. Like, I would never choose a purple blush palette because I've never used a purple blush before, but I'm going to go in with just a fluffy brush. This is the Beauty Crop one. Is that too big? We'll see. And which shade do I want? I feel like these two will be too dark and look more like a bruise. I'm thinking maybe this one. Do these have names? No. So I'm just going to go in with this blush shade and let's see. I'm scared, honestly. I know I shouldn't be. It's just blush, but let's see. So I'm just going to put this here. Okay, so it's not too pigmented. That is not too purple either. Jolly good. And I did sort of tap in a few times. It's not too purple. That just looks fine on the skin. That's not like coming off as, you know, like a lilac blush on the skin. I will maybe try one of the deeper shades as well, since we're here. For science. You know me. Okay, I don't know why I was so scared about that. That looks really nice. That looks really nice and soft. I mean, I've tried the PLOUISE powder blush and powder bronzer formula from the full face palette that we got in last month's budget box. The one that came in like the suitcase, but that was just like regular blush colours. I really like that. I will just tap over a little bit of that next one over. Why not? Just a little bit. That's a lot more pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna keep that a little bit further up. I got way too much on my brush. Let me wipe that off on my pyjama bottoms. I'm giving the illusion that it's hot and sunny. It's absolutely not. So let's just tap that in with a brush that's a little bit more clean. Okay, I like that colour as well. See, that's almost coming off more like hot pink. It's more of like a hot pink undertone. It's not, see, I was worried about it being too blue with it being purple, but I really like that. I really like that a lot. That more looks like a cold, like a cold girl makeup. You know, that from like however many years ago. That's the look that this is giving me. Which is accurate because I am actually freezing. So, yeah. Cold girl makeup, that's definitely what we're going for today. I really, really like that though. Oh, there's something tickling my nose. Ooh. I'm just going to tap over a little bit of my PLOUISE eyeshadow base. I have this in Rumour 01. I'm just going to use a little bit of this and then we'll get into the swatches for that green eyeshadow palette. I am so excited about the swatches. I have tried a purple eyeshadow palette from PLOUISE and the matte formula was absolutely incredible. So I'm very, very excited about this one. It's almost like pastel-y greens, which I am so about. So let's just tap this over and then I'll zoom you in and we can do some swatches. Okay, so that's the eye primer on and let's get into the eyeshadow palette. So if I hold that up there, can you see? It's all foiled, beautiful, beautiful packaging. PLOUISE always gets their packaging so right. And then this is what all of the colours look like. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this one is like a matte with little micro glitters in it. Then this one and this one almost look like duochromes, and then this one just looks like a shimmer. So let's swatch. Let's clear a little bit of room on my table so that I can actually put it down. So what have we got? Rosebud. Oh my goodness, Rosebud. That is the most reflective. That's almost like a topper, where that is like quite sheer, like when it's not catching the light, and then it catches the light and it's intense. Okay, then we have got Willow Wonder, which is a matte. Okay, that has taken a few layers, but we've got there. Obviously it's a pastel, so it's going to be a little bit more sheer. I was expecting a little bit more pigment from that one just on the first swipe, but Willow Wonder, that is a completely matte, very light pastel green. Then we have got Forest Land, which is the one that I said almost had little micro glitters in it. Sorry, PLOUISE. I was expecting a little bit more. Again, a couple of layers. The problem is, when I tried the purple palette, they were incredible pigment just on the first swipe. So having to do a couple of layers is not what I was necessarily expecting. It's fine if you need a couple of layers. It's just not what I was expecting to do. So then we've got I Believe in You. I do love a leaf-based pun. So see, that looks more like it just off my finger, but it's still not. It's still not necessarily what I was expecting after trying the purple one. So that one is I Believe in You. Again, a matte. Sorry, did I even mention Forest Land, that previous one, more of a sagey colour? That was the matte with little micro glitters. If I get a bit closer, can you see? I don't know if you can see, I can see in real life. It's very small little bits of like silvery glitter. So then we have got Embrace Change, which feels very, very creamy. Let's see. Yes, see that? Just on the first swipe. That's almost got like a bluey, purpley undertone to it, but when it catches the light, that's when like the mint green comes through. That's a really, really pretty shade. So then we've got another two mattes. We've got Into the Woods. That looks nice. And Autumn Wind. Ooh, okay. Let's see, we've got Into the Woods. Yeah, that's a nice shade. And then Autumn Wind. Ooh, that's like a neon. Okay, that is, like, as I'm layering that up, that is a lot of neon. I really like that shade. I'm not usually, I can't use my words, I'm not usually a neon green kind of gal, but that one is beautiful. Let's wipe. The next one looks beautiful in the pan. It's called Gift of Life. Yes, see, that like matches my dress really nicely. Yeah, that is beautiful. So I actually thought that that was more like a duochrome. I don't think it is. It is just like a shimmer. But that's beautiful. That's a beautiful, bright, very reflective shimmer. I really like that one. Then the last matte in the palette is called Evergreen. And I wasn't expecting that to be that bright. Again, that's like a darker neon. Like, I can see how this one and this one would be in a look together, where like these are more of like a mint. This is more of like a grass green. These are more neon. I really like that one too. That one definitely came up better. I mean, obviously it's a deeper shade, so it will, but that came up better on like the first swipe than the other ones. And then the last shade is You Grow Girl, which is a shimmer, and that's like a mossy green. I love this sort of shade because it's almost just like a neutral, where it's more sort of earthy. There's no like brightness to it, I suppose. It's got more of a golden reflect to it, and that is really pretty. So overall, I am actually quite excited about the way that these swatched. And as always, I don't know what I want to do today. I'm definitely interested in like these slightly deeper shimmers, which isn't normally how it goes. I'm normally very drawn to the lighter, brighter shimmers. I think I might use this one, you know, Gift of Life. That's really pretty. So I've already got my eye primer on. I am just going to make sure that that is all tapped out because we don't want any creasing. And the PLOUISE eye base is a fantastic eye primer. I really haven't been using the Beauty Bay one all that much since I tried the PLOUISE one, so you know that it's good because I was obsessed with that one. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with this one first, which is called Into the Woods, because I feel like that's more of like a neutrally sort of shade. So that's this one down here. I'm just gonna tap in quite lightly and work this through the crease. I do also have the green eye pencil. It's like duochrome, multi-chrome eye pencil. I'm so excited to try that as well. So I don't want to go too crazy with the eyeshadow because I really want to try that duochrome pencil. So that is the Into the Woods shade, mostly on the outer corner, but like basically through the crease and also under the eyes. And before I continue, I want to just swatch the eye pencil so that I know what sort of direction I'm going in. So this is the Magic Wand in, does it not say what the shade is? Oh, that's annoying. Was it a New Leaf? I can't remember, but if I show you that in the pencil there, let's twist it up. Look at that shade. And if I just swatch this here, These are so creamy, and I can confirm, because I swatched this when I unboxed these pencils, it took a lot of scrubbing to get it off my hand, the swatch, so I'm gonna need some sort of oil-based cleanser to get this off my eyes, which of course is absolutely fine. So looking at this, because I want to use this as like a wing liner sort of a thing, I think that this shade would go with it for like a little shimmer across the lid, and then deepen it up, because it's not a dark colour, but deepen it up with this one, and then maybe this on the inner corner. We've got a plan. So I'm going to take a much smaller brush and I'm going to dip into that darkest evergreen shade. I do like that this is a lighter, more pastel green palette, but I do wish there was maybe just one shade a little bit darker than that one, so that we could deepen something up if we wanted to, because I want to. But let's just tap this on the outer corner of the eyelid. I don't want to take that up too far. See? I like that shade. So I have also sort of wiggled that through the crease, just because it's not very, very dark. It's bright, but it's not all that deep. I really, really like how this is turning out. I do find PLOUISE eyeshadows to be very user-friendly. Like, they blend out really, really beautifully, very, very easily indeed. So I really, really like them if you're on the fence. I actually think that they're great. So one last little blend with that, and I'm going to go in with that shimmer. I'm going to go in with Gift of Life, but just a little bit, because I don't want this to overtake the Duochrome pencil, because I'm very excited about that. So I'm just going to tap this down the centre of the eye. Just going to blend over that with a clean brush, and I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to take it on a brush, a little bit of Rosebud, and I'm going to tap that onto the middle part here. Okay, so that Rosebud shade, it's almost like, if I show you that in the pan there, this white bright shade there, it's almost like a cream. It's a little bit of a strange texture, and as I was like tapping that on at first, it was going a little bit patchy and flaky in a little bit of a strange way. But I tapped it out with my finger, and then when I went in with the next layer, it didn't do that. So maybe I do just need to be using my fingers with that shade. I feel like I look like a fairy from the forest, and I absolutely love that. So I'm going to use the Duochrome pencil next. What mirror I'm going to use? I want a littler mirror. So I'm going to squiggle this like along my lash line and then try and do a little bit of a wing. I will get, before I start, I'll get a brush in case I need one to like drag the colour out a little bit. So I've got a teeny tiny little angled brush. Can you see that? Tiny little angled brush, and I'm going to scribble this along the lash line. Granted, you probably won't be able to see too much of this because it will be, you know, green on green on green, and like shimmery green on green on green. But let's just see how we go. Okay, so I have done a little wing, but it's basically the same colour as the eyeshadow. Like, I've got the wing on this side and not on this side. I have also like scribbled this along the lower lash line. Can you see a difference? I am not so sure. I'm gonna do it the same on the other side, but I feel like this is more of a, just a little bit of bronzer through the crease, sort of a eye pencil. It is really, really creamy though. I mean, I can see it, but only because I am 6 inches away from my own face with my mirror. You can't see it, and that's fine. But I'm going to even it up anyway. Okay, I've just put that through the waterline, which I never do. I never put anything in my waterline, basically. Because honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared of like drawing on my eyeball, but I've put that in the waterline, just the lower waterline. And I feel like that has added a lot of impact and a lot of green to the look, which I really, really like. So I'm going to go off and add mascara. I'm not going to use the PLOUISE one. I've spoken about this before. It's so long lasting that I simply cannot scrub at my eyes for that length of time unless I need that level of longevity. I use it if I'm going to be out and about, but just for, you know, sitting here and filming, I'm not doing that level of staying power. So I'm gonna go off and do mascara, and then I need to decide what I'm doing on the lips. Probably what I always do, which is a lip liner and a bit of lip conditioner, one of the PLOUISE lip conditioners, but let me do mascara first. Okay, so that's the eyes done. The cat has joined me. She's been quite vocal today. She's not normally like that, but she keeps chirping, alerting me to her presence. Don't you? Yes. So I'm going to go in with the PLOUISE. I need to zoom you out so you can see her. And of course, now that I have zoomed you in, she's back down on the floor, but I'm sure she'll be back. I'm going in with the PLOUISE lip liner in Flourish, which I tried for the first time and then just completely forgot about it. Tried it again recently and absolutely love this shade. So just gonna overline the lips a little bit, and then I have also like scribbled in the lips a little bit with that one, and I'm gonna go in with the lip conditioner, the Protect Your Pout lip conditioner in the blue raspberry one, which honestly I just can't stop using. Like, it's my favourite of the lip conditioners that I've got. So it's just a lip balm. I know, it's just a lip balm. It tastes like a blue raspberry slushie, and honestly that just makes me so excited. It's my all-time favourite. I love it, and it's almost just like a nudie sort of gloss. So now that all of that's done, I feel like I just need a little bit more of that purple blush. I know, so I'm gonna dip into both of the shades that I used, just get a little bit more and tap that over. Obviously I got too much. Obviously I did. Obviously. And then I'll just tap over with that bronzer brush just to make sure the bronzer is still present. It's still there, and that is the finished look. Honestly, I feel like I'm fresh off sitting on a toadstool. I feel like a fairy. I feel so cute. The cat is playing with something. Yes, we know you're there. She's looking at me like, I want to sit there. I'm sat in her chair. So I need to finish pronto. Let me know what you think. I honestly, from the first swatches of the eyeshadow palette, I was like, not my favourite. Using it though is a completely different story. I love, let's see, sat in her chair. I just love how these have performed. Honestly, they are so easy to use. genuinely so easy to use. Please don't climb on my table. It's covered in stuff. The purple blush definitely surprised me. I was not expecting to like that as much as I do, but I think that that is beautiful. And the the pencil liner, I'm gonna have to use that on, please just sit still, I'm being quick. The pencil liner I'm gonna use on a day without green all over my eyelid. I think that that pencil just needs its own space on my lid, so I will do that at some point, but I can already tell you that that is a lot of pigment, because a lot of pigment, like it comes up that colour like straight away, but also it's got a lot of staying power. From when I swatched it before, it was so long lasting. So that is the finished look. I have nowhere to be tonight, which is a terrible shame, but that is the finished look, trying out a load of new PLOUISE products. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. If there's anything that you think I need to try from PLOUISE, I would absolutely love to know, because I'm trying out so much from the brand recently and everything is impressing me. Everything. So let me know if there's anything that you think that I need. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, but until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. I'm going to leave this chair now so that my cat can fall asleep in it. Bye.